Hi guys, this is GameFreak982928 of Total Ponage Incorporated. So, you're looking at me through my new camera. Yay, I finally got one. And with my new tripod as well, so I'm all set to go with video-wise. I'm just getting over a head cold. I've got some videos planned, including, but not limited to, part 2 of GameFreak92928 versus Anita Sarkeesian. But, and I know I'm a little late to the party for this, but I just wanted to critique, or to do a reaction video, or a video response, I guess, or whatever, to how to be a gamer girl in 4 easy steps. From this video, it seems like it was posted originally on October of last year, unless that's a re-upload, I don't know. But I just wanted to do this because, first of all, I don't know if this is supposed to be funny, but it's not funny at all. This person has their facts all jumbled up. They resort to a lot of social justice warrior terms like fucking cis, straight, white, male, you know, basically everybody's favorite villain, the white guy. And like, it just annoys the shit out of me because you can tell from what they're saying that this person clearly doesn't play video games, doesn't know what video game communities are like, but has the balls to get up and call them a bunch of misogynist man-pigs, and is trying to be funny and clever while doing it, which, you know, for people who actually play games, this is like the stupidest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. But anyways, let's get on with it. Okay, I'm already offended. This person has a Steven Universe shirt on. Now, I just wanted to briefly mention the Steven Universe fandom. I am a fan of Steven Universe. Steven Universe is right now one of my favorite shows. Like, it's not on the level of, like, South Park or anything, but I really do enjoy Steven Universe. I think it's adorable. It's just such a happy show, and it sucks that social justice warriors like this have to ruin it for people. Like, I have a lot of friends who refuse to watch Steven Universe because of the social justice warrior fan base on Tumblr, and I don't fucking blame them because, I mean, you know you have a fucking problem with your Tumblr fan base when they drive a girl to try and kill herself because she drew a character, like, maybe 2.5 centimeters skinnier than she is in the show. Like, you know, I don't care what hashtags you use, like fucking hashtag fat shaming sucks, hashtag fat acceptance movement, any of this shit. It does not justify you driving a girl to kill herself because she drew a picture. But and it got to the point where the fucking creators had to step in and be like, you need to fuck off. Like, you need to stop. You need to stop bullying this person because she doesn't, you know, she doesn't deserve it. And these people actually fucking fought back. They were like, no, you need to tell her, blah, 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 blah. She needs to kill herself because she's just another white girl looking for attention, which, like, if anybody on fucking Tumblr actually said that, 9 chances out of 10, whoever said that was a fucking white chick looking for attention. That's the kind of person who goes on Tumblr, but I digress. But like I said, I love Steven Universe because it's a sweet show, it's adorable, the characters are so lovable, the story is lovable, the creators are lovable, and you have part of the fan base who are amazing people. They're so creative. They draw beautiful things. They make these really clever conspiracy theory videos. And then you got the other 98% of the fandom on fucking Tumblr bitching because Rose Quartz is supposed to be fat. Why'd you draw her skinny? Just... I feel bad for Steven Universe and the people who create it because you're clearly losing viewers because of psycho people like this person right here.
How to be a gamer girl in 4 easy steps.
Let me guess. 1. Be a gamer. 2. Be a girl. 3. Play video games. And 4. Tell social justice warriors to mind their fucking business and go upon your merry way? That's how I've been doing it. Been doing it since grade 6. I'm doing fine.
1. Choose a gender-neutral or masculine username for your online identity. The hordes of cisgender, heterosexual, and mostly white men you'll be gaming with
Okay, first of all, can we please stop perpetuating the stereotypes that all men or all gamers are men, heterosexual, cisgender, and mostly white? Second of all, can white people stop using white as an insult? Are you kidding me? White chicks need to stop using white as an insult. You're fucking white. Look in a goddamn mirror. Are you fucking kidding me? Ugh.
Are incredibly sensitive to the possibility of a female within their midst.
Really? Because I've never had a guy freak out when he found out I'm a girl and we're playing together online. Never. I've never had a guy go, "Oh my god, you're a girl? Tits! Tits! Show me tits or get the fuck out!" Like, I've never had that happen to me, and I've been playing online games for a long ass time. Like, I've never had it happen to me. Like, I'm sorry. You keep trying to push this narrative of things that happen to women who play video games that just don't actually fucking happen to women who play video games. You know how I know? Because I'm a woman. I play video games. I have a lot of friends who are women. They also play video games. They've never experienced any of this, and the only people insisting that it happens is fucking white Tumblr chicks who don't even play video games. It's like if I went on YouTube and I was like, you know what happens at orgies? You know what happens at orgies? People shit on each other. Everybody just shits on each other at orgies. I've never been to a fucking orgies, but I can tell you for certain that's what happens. People get shat on, and then, like, people pee on each other because, you know, bodily fluids, lol, you know. You saying this stuff happens over and over again does not make it true. It does not happen. I'm sorry. And the few times it does happen, it's not nearly as much of a fucking epidemic as you're making it out to be.
And are more likely to consider you part of the scenery than a peer on the battlefield.
I've never had a guy take a look at my character and be like, "Oh, you're just part of the scenery," and walk off. It doesn't happen.
If you started gaming when you were young, naive, and starry-eyed,
like me,
and have the misfortune of an unchangeable feminine username like Jigglypuff Sparkle Fairy, at the first question of your gender, tell them you are a lesbian, because in gamer jargon, lesbian is synonymous with man, and there's no room to be feminine here.
Because only women would use Jigglypuff Sparkle Fairy. Never mind gay people, like gay men or feminine men. There are no gender stereotypes except for male gender stereotypes that they're big and buff and manly because they're men. They have to be. Women can be as manly or as feminine as they want, but, you know, there's no such thing as a feminine man. Do you hear yourself? Do you hear yourself perpetuating these gender stereotypes that you're supposedly trying to get rid of? Like, really?
Prepare your defenses ahead of time.
What? Okay, first of all, all of my accounts are under GameFreak982928, but when I'm on Steam where I can have a separate username, it's usually Jabber, tilde, baby, tilde, walkie. There's nothing more feminine than that, and I've never ever had a guy freak out about it. Second of all, no, there's no such thing as gamer jargon for lesbian being manly. Like, what the fuck does that even mean? I'm sorry, but guys, if you're playing fucking video games and somebody finds out you're a chick, it's not that big of a deal. I'm sorry, but it's just not. And, like, you don't have to go around saying you're a fucking lesbian for people to leave you alone. It's not true. I've never told anybody that I'm a lesbian, ever, because I'm not one, and I'm not gonna fucking lie out of fear that these guys are gonna do this stuff. Why? Because I know they're not going to. Because this is bullshit. This is stupid. This makes absolutely no goddamn sense, and I'm, again, convinced that this person has never played an online video game, ever, and clearly doesn't know what the actual gamers, like the actual gaming community is like, because if they have, they wouldn't be saying all this shit.
2. Become an expert in everything. Complete every side quest. Earn every achievement. Be prepared for any reference or joke, because if you're not, fake gamer girl alert! Suddenly, that low-cut shirt you're wearing was not a choice you made because you felt good about your bomb-ass cleavage when you woke up this morning. Suddenly, you're a succubus. You're only in it for the attention. Because what real gamer doesn't know that the skeleton hanging by its ankles from the ceiling of the Bjorn ice caves on the island of Solstheim in the Blood Moon expansion of the Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind was obviously a Star Wars reference? Fake geek girls.
I've never even played the Elder Scrolls games, and I still don't have people questioning whether I play video games or not. I mean, these social justice warriors want to push this agenda, this narrative that if you play video games and you're a girl and you don't know every single little reference in the world, then they're gonna call you a fake gamer and they're gonna tell you you don't know how to play video games and you don't actually play video games and you're just there to get some ass, because it does not happen. The only time people get called out for not being gamers is A, when you're like this stupid person who says, this is what the gaming community is like. This is what the gaming community is like. I know I don't actually play video games, but I can tell you this is exactly what they're like. Obviously, we're going to question whether you actually play video games in this case, or if you're like one of those images where you're holding like an Xbox 360 controller to your crotch and you're like, girls can play video games too. Oh my god, I'm such a rebel. Gonna play my PS4 now. Like, did you not see the giant X in the middle of your controller? Not only are you off by a generation, you're also off by a company. Like, I don't know how people make mistakes like this, but clearly these people don't actually play video games, and of course we're gonna fucking call you out on it, not because we're misogynist or anything, but because you have absolutely no idea what you're talking about. There's a big difference between not knowing one tiny little tidbit in a game and then talking shit about a whole fucking community that has done nothing to you and going on like we're fucking... Well, first of all, according to people like this, I don't exist. I'm a fucking sock puppet. I'm actually some guy in Colorado somewhere, and he's just using me as a screen name to say, oh, I'm a girl and I don't agree with these social justice warriors. Clearly I'm right. And that's their only defense is, oh my god, you're not actually a woman. You're a sock puppet. You're some guy in Colorado, and you're only saying this because you think that if women agree with us, then or don't agree with us, then clearly we don't speak on behalf of all women. But we do speak on behalf of all women, so the only alternative is that you don't actually exist and you're a man in Colorado somewhere. These people live such complicated lives. Like, oh, someone doesn't agree with me? Well, clearly they don't actually exist. Oh, you don't agree with me? Well, you're clearly a man. Like, it's just too much. It's too much. And, like, people will already, like, I've only been harassed by one person in the gaming community, and that person was an Anita Sarkeesian supporter, and when I said, look, I've been playing video games since I was 6, and I've never been called out on it because I'm a woman, he's like, well, start fighting the patriarchy and see how far you go without being harassed then. You know what? If I was an asshole who was going around calling everybody misogynists for no fucking reason besides, ooh, I like video games, I would expect to be harassed because I'm being a complete asshole, you know? And I mean, it's funny because these social justice warriors are all about empowering women, but when a woman disagrees with a male SJW, the male SJW is the fastest to jump on the feminist bandwagon and be like, oh, well, clearly you don't actually know what's good for you, so I'm gonna tell you what's good for you because you're stupid and you don't know how to think for yourself. The social justice community is so fucking backwards. It's not even fucking funny. Like, do these people even hear themselves talk? They're hypocrites. They're the biggest hypocrites of all time. Let's get this over with.
3. Be willing to accept the fact that you, yes, you are single-handedly responsible for the degradation of the modern-day gaming industry.
There are only two people, or two groups of people, responsible for the modern day degradation of the gaming industry. One, social justice warriors and people like Anita Sarkeesian who need everything fucking custom tailored to them, otherwise they find it offensive. And 2, fucking Konami and sort of EA Games and kind of Capcom. But I don't see how female gamers are responsible for any of those people, and neither do most of the people in the gaming community. But not like this person would ever know what a gaming community is like, because they clearly have no fucking clue.
Because you keep demanding better representation for women, even though you already have a diverse selection of skinny, scantily clad, and or heavily sexualized white women to choose from. If If you want a more feminist, friendly game, try the Mass Effect trilogy. It's full of strong female characters. Never mind the fact that the first female villain we're introduced to is presented to us with shots of her ass and tits before we ever see her face.
I'm sorry, but that's actually a fucking trope that they do in video games and comics all the fucking time. And you know what? It's not just to women. They do it to male characters too. It's a way of slowly revealing the person before you see their face to add an air of mystery and who the fuck is this person. The only reason they focus on women, like literally all the fucking time, is because tits. And these people find tits offensive for some reason. Like, I mean, they're all for, hey, women should be allowed to go outside and show their tits to everybody. But if tits are in a video game, oh no. That's where we draw the line. We can't, it's fine to have women going out there completely naked and, you know, showing their tits, but once you have it in video games, all of a sudden tits are offensive.
Remember, ladies, female objectification is a myth.
Female objectification isn't a myth, but it's not nearly as big of an epidemic as you're making it out to be. I'm sorry, but if you go and ask any male gamer about their favorite female video game character, they'll usually say more than just tits and ass. They'll say, oh, I like this character because she does this, and this is her backstory, and this makes her awesome. The only people I see objectifying female characters in video games are fucking social justice warriors. Because male gamers, and female gamers, by the way, just in case you haven't noticed, we do exist. When we see a hot female character, usually we like them more than just because they're hot. If we see a female video game character who their only thing is sex appeal, usually nobody likes them because that's boring. But the only things SJW focuses on is the woman skinny? Yeah. Does she have big boobs? Yeah. Then clearly she's objectified by male gamers. I mean, I'm gonna ignore her personality and everything, but it's not that I'm objectifying women. They're objectifying the women.
Get used to fear.
Oh, here we go. Fucking fear-mongering.
Watch Anita Sarkeesian's videos criticizing misogyny in video games. Watch the death and rape threats roll in.
I've actually commented on a lot of Anita Sarkeesian's videos. It's not that we send her rape threats and death threats, it's that we don't agree with what she says. And maybe one or two people who we don't agree with send her rape and death threats, and then all of a sudden we're all grouped into the same category. Because clearly, disagreeing with someone and raping someone are the exact same thing. Just ask anyone who's ever been physically raped and they'll tell you the same thing, I'm pretty sure.
Listen in shock as the people you game with claim Zoe Quinn only received recognition for her free online game because she slept with someone who had nothing to do with the media coverage of her free online game.
She slept with the guy who wrote the fucking article. I'm pretty sure he had something to do with the fucking media coverage of her game. Which, by the way, I wouldn't even call it a game. It's not a game. It's text. That's literally all it is. I'm sorry.
The hashtag Quinspiracy. Hashtag Gamergate. Hashtag ethics in gaming journalism.
If you had any idea what the gaming community is like and what shit that the game journalism industry has gotten away with, you would understand, but you don't, because you don't play video games and you don't actually give a shit about anybody who does, except unless they're male and white and hate people, because that counts for what, maybe 2% of our whole online community?
Watch women speak up. Watch women have their personal information revealed online. Watch women leave the industry. Start gaming quietly. And make sure to keep your comments offline, because if you don't, you might be next, because after all, you are the one ruining the industry. Remember?
I've never been told that in my 19 years of gaming and being a woman, but okay. Like, this person clearly doesn't know what they're talking about, clearly is relying on all the same fucking stereotypes that SJWs need to criticize, because that's all they know. They don't know any specific cases of this stuff happening. They don't know specific names of people where this stuff happens. All they know is white, cisgender, male, heterosexual. Like, that's all. Like, you ask them who is suppressing you, that's all they'll say. They'll never give a name unless it's Donald Trump, and we all know he's a fucking dick. But they'll never give a specific name. They'll never give a specific incidence. They'll just keep throwing this shit that SJWs have shoved into their throats and probed into their brains, because that's all they know. They don't actually know what they're talking about. Anita Sarkeesian's the same. Brianna Wu's the same. They don't know what they're talking about, and they don't understand what the community is really like, because if they did, half the shit they've been saying, they would have admitted at least that they were fucking way off kilter. But because all gamers are white heterosexual men, they don't owe any apologies or explanations to anybody, including me, who they've been claiming I don't even exist. Guys, that's GameFreak982928 of Total Ponage Incorporated, and I'll see you guys later.